Hello everyone, it's Brian with CraftFancy. How's everyone going? I am excited to be part of the One of a Kind group today. Uh-oh. I always do this. Here we go. Sorry. Hello again, everybody. It's Brian with One of a Kind. Nope, it's Brian with CraftFancy. I'm getting all off track already. It's holy cow, it's crazy time. Welcome to, let me see if I can adjust this down. There we go. Welcome to CraftFancy channel. I'm Brian. I'm kind of your host answering your questions, and I got someone else to bring in with me today. Today's project is brought to you by the lovely, talented, and crafty Sheila. Oh, hey Sheila, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. Good morning, everybody.
Excellent. I'm glad everyone tuned in. You sold a lot of kits this round, so they must really like
so
this.
It's a special, yeah, album. I think.
Excellent. So the good news is if you didn't get a kit, you're still able to watch along, and then there's still some kits available.
Yeah.
For everyone that did get the kit, remember you can always craft along, but if you get stumped, I always recommend just kind of stopping and then just hanging back and watching, because you can always go back and check us out on YouTube or on Facebook, which we're going live on today. So be sure to check this out. Boy, do I sound like a recorded commercial or what? How's everyone doing
Got the
today?
patter down.
I feel kind of nervous because we're coming in right after Tanya from Riley and Company, and she's such a pro. Everything's always nice and smooth with her. Never
No
a
pressure
hiccup.
on the earring.
Yes. So and to build on that excitement, she made an announcement that she was taking over the brand for MFT, My Favorite Things, and we sell that at the in our store. So that's great. That's another partnership, which we already sell Riley, Cut It Ups, and Mushroom Lanes. But we also represent that at one of the big shows in Novi, Michigan. So I'm excited about that. That's a brand that we carry there. So hopefully we'll be able to carry that brand as well. So in Novi. So we got Laura Hood joining us in there.
Hi, Laura.
We got all kinds of good stuff today. So guys, I'll be sitting back answering the questions. We are on the YouTube and also on the Facebook. Thank you. I don't know why I'm kind of like trying to watch 7 things at one time. And as much as you try to organize, it just gets crazy. Are you organized all the time?
I try to be really organized. And I'm just going to put this out there because I found out I'm ADHD adult, and I learned how to function well, and being organized really helps me. So for those of you out there.
Wow. That's it. So there's hope for us then, is what you're saying.
There is hope.
All right. Well, I'm going to hand it over to you. Why don't you go ahead and start the project and talk about it and just kind of move what you got to do.
Sure. So this is what we're making. This really cute. I already untied it, but it looks cute with the bow tie. Mini album made with 2 canvas frames. And the inside, right here on the left, is a shaker. Got all kinds of stars. Look how they're like bouncing off the light. And then you pull it up, it's a little accordion. It fits right into that frame there. And you can do pictures on one side, you can do journaling on the other side. So there it goes.
This looks very complicated to put together.
It's not that complicated. And I have to say that the prototype, I used canvas frames that I found at one of those dollar stores. And Carol sourced these frames, which are so much nicer. On the inside, they don't have the staples, and they're smoother and everything. So I'm really happy that we're getting these frames. They come in black. You're going to get them in black. You don't have to paint them. They just come with a black canvas. So, you know, that's a couple of steps right there that it saves you, and you can just concentrate on the fun part. Then we're using the 49 and Market Starlight Dreams die cut elements. We're only using a few. These are all the elements you're going to have left after you pull the elements you're using. So we're using just these elements here, and it shows in your kit that these should have been homework and these should have been pulled out already. So these are the elements we're using. They're from this kit. This is what you're going to have left. We're using a really strong wet glue. I'm going to use the Art Glitter Glue here today. We're going to use a red line tape. This is a Home and Hobby and we sell this red line tape and other red line tapes, and because of the hold on the spine, the red line tape is nice and strong. We're using these beautiful shaker elements with moons and stars and bling in there. So I'm going to show you the basics of how to put the book together, and then you're going to be able to bling and embellish and add all these nice little touches from here on your own. Okay. Any questions about this that you've already opened your kit? You already have questions. What are you looking at? Which pieces are we using? Because there are several frames in there, and the two that we are using in the photograph in your kit might be hard to see, but these are 3-4 inch frames. One of them's gilded, just no pattern, just straight lines, and this one's got a little pattern on the very edge here. These are the ones I'm using. I just found these fit the best with this particular. No questions? Okay.
No, Renee Bennett saying that's adorable on YouTube. I got Denise saying it's a great project. Sharon says, wow, so cute. America Most is saying, love the red line tape.
Yep.
Penny Clark says, love that glue, which means that's the art glitter glue.
Oh, yeah.
And then Christina Romeo says, how do I get the kit? We'll talk about that in a little bit. So hang tight towards the end. So if you like the project, we'll talk about how to get the kit right at the end, Christina. And then Cindy's saying, love to see the ideas using the frames. So, yeah. All right, why don't you dive on in?
Diving in. Okay, so I've already pre-cut these, but I'm gonna just tell you, if you are cutting right now, we're using the paper. You get this 12 by 12 piece of paper in your kit. So full, you know, it's this piece, and it's this color on the other side. And you want 2 strips that are 12 inches long by 2 7/8 tall. And I did 2 7/8. That is so that this is going to fit inside here. Okay, so that's why, you know, I like to just use the big round numbers. I don't like to measure, if you know me. But this one needed some measuring because we need it to fit properly. So then we've got these 2 strips, 2 7/8 by 12 inches long. Then you're going to need a ruler, and you're going to need to mark from the left to the right every 2 7/8. I did this with a pencil. So at 2 7/8 I marked, 2 7/8 I marked. Okay, so you have 3 marks on this side. Same on this one, same thing, 2 7/8 all the way across. And that is because when we score, we don't have that 2 7/8 mark on the scoreboard. So I'm going to need to line my pencil mark up with, you know, anywhere on the scoreboard that will work for me. And now I'm going to score right where I have that pencil mark. I'm lining up my pencil mark with just a score line. I'm going to do the same with the other one. Here, here, and now I'm going to flip them over, as I want the wings to go right side up and not upside down when I do this. And the first fold I want is a mountain fold. Mountain fold. That means it's going to be standing up like this. Then I want a valley fold. Down and up, down, up. Now you're going to have that little extra piece on the end, a little strip on the end. Cut that off so that last square is 2 7/8. You're going to have whatever that measurement is. Too tedious to mention. Just cut that little strip off. Again, so when we fold this up, it's going to fit inside of your frame. So go ahead and double check. Is it fitting inside? Okay, that's fitting in well. So mountain, valley, mountain. Now I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to do valley fold, that's down, mountain standing up, and valley going down. Okay, so there's my two pieces, and now we're going to turn this into one long piece. I'm going to glue this piece to this piece. Then I'll have this one long strip. I'm going to use glue because it'll hold really well, and I can write up on it rather than, a wet glue rather than dry glue. Make sure that the little book, our little album, sure that it's going to fit inside the frame. Yep, good to go. Okay, now you're going to hold it so that this piece opens this way. I know it seems counterintuitive, but we're putting a tag on it. So you're going to grab this tag. This is the tag with the flower at the top and the little star at the bottom left. And this is going to be our pull tab to open the album. So I'm using this tag this direction. And we're scoring this tag at 1.5 inches, so that should be easy. Hold it around top of my book, so then I have a pull tab to open my album. I'm gluing this tab, this side, this side. You could probably use red line tape for this too, but put in place for a bit.
Just a quick question, trying to jump back a little. I know you're doing some scoring there.
Yeah.
So we have Debbie Finkler asking us, if you don't have a scoreboard, how would you recommend scoring?
That's interesting.
There is a couple questions that bounce back on it, saying you can also use a cutter if you don't have a scoreboard, depending on the type of cutter you have. That's from Isabel.
Yes, because the cutter has an indented line, but you definitely need something like this, a bone folder, something that's dull but has, you can apply pressure to your paper. So before I had a scoreboard, I believe I put my paper inside my cutter, rotary cutter, because it has an indent, and then you can take your bone folder and score down that way. You could also, if you have a metal edge ruler, is another way that you can fold paper in a tight fold. So this is not a metal edge, this is a plastic edge, but this would also work. So I could fold it in a tight way and press it along the ruler. Scoreboards are really handy though if you're doing any kind of paper crafting card.
It's definitely something you want to look at if you're going to get into it. Any kind of projects like this, invest in the right tools, because the right tools will make your projects look
and you use them over and over. How many years now am I going on my scoreboard? 12 years probably.
Yep. Okay. Back to the show.
Yeah. So pull this little piece with a star on it, or really any piece that you like. There's a couple tabs. I like this one with a star on it. And I'm going to glue this to here again, so it makes that little pull tab to open the album, sweet, I think. And I might use the red line tape for this, because this needs to be strong, and I just need a little strip of it. Find the edge. I need this much. This is the 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch. So it's a double-sided tape. It's got on one side, and then you peel off the red plastic on the other side, and then it's really, really sticky. So make sure you put it in the right place the first time. Use it. Not much wiggle room here with this tape. I want my pull tab right there. Now I have my pull tab on. Okay. All right. I am going to turn our instructions to the next page. All right, so we're going to cut 2 3-inch pieces of ribbon. So you have a long strip of ribbon in your kit, a lot of ribbon. Cut 2 3-inch pieces. They don't have to be exact. They're just going to hold the spine together. They're going to be covered over. So it doesn't matter how the edges are or anything. It's not gonna show. We're just using it as a tool for the book. You've got your 2 3-inch pieces of ribbon. I'm going to use a little low tack adhesive to hold my 2 sides of my frame together while I do this. This is a blue one. There's purple. There's yellow. So I can easily take it off afterward. And I want to find the center of the long piece of ribbon. This is the center. And then put that in the center of my spine. Then I want a 3-inch piece here and a 3-inch piece here. Okay, so that's where they're going to go. I'm going to use, again, the red line tape to hold those to my frame. They'll hold it in place, and we're also going to add glue. So we're going to be doing a double adhesive situation here. So right in the center, that was a little off center. And when I'm doing this, I'm going to cut a smaller piece than I think I need, because if I don't place it down right, I can add another piece of the red line. That's not wide enough. Yeah, need another. Don't like measuring. I can eyeball this. It's going to be all covered over anyway with one of the tags that we've already put. So, a bit fiddly. There we go. The canvas is porous, although it is coated with a paint, because it's black. It's not a printed black canvas, it's coated. So I tried this a couple different ways, and the red line plus glue seemed to be the best hold. So, you know, it's not always one adhesive or another. It could be a mix of adhesives when you're doing kind of mixed media projects, which this is. You could use all different kinds of adhesives depending on what you're doing. And you know, Google has all the information you need on what kind of what will glue this to this. It used to be, you know, experimentation, try and fail, and now you just Google it and someone will have the answer for you. So I want the center of this one in the center of my album. Then I want a short one, 3-inch, and another 3-incher here. Okay. Now I'm going to glue down the ribbon to the front of the canvas. I'm not using red line on this because I have to use pressure and I don't want to poke a hole through the canvas. So I have to use a glue. Again, this glue won't show, but a little too much. because we are going to be covering it over. Now, I'm only gluing the top one, the 3-incher, and the bottom 3-incher. Don't glue the long one yet. Wait for instructions on that. I'm going to flip and do the other short pieces. Don't worry about the glue showing through. This is going to be covered. This is why I told you to wait, because we're going to be threading the ribbon through a tag, the long ribbon, and see the short ribbons are covered. And this is why I did not glue down the long ribbon yet, because I don't want to glue it all the way down. It's going to be coming up through a tag. So I'm going to glue this long ribbon only as far as these short ribbons, not all the way, because it's going to be pulled through a tag. I want that to dry a little bit. So let's put this aside. This is a good time for any questions. Any questions? I'm just gonna.
No, they're just rocking along here with you. I've been trying to throw the products up here, so yeah, it was just a score tape, so it's kind of quiet. So I know everyone's kind of crafting along with you. Just taking a quick break here, letting some people catch up. If you could just look up really quick, Jill. So you were someplace like a week or two ago, weren't you? Weren't you?
I was at Stampaway,
yeah,
in Ohio, which was really neat. Never been to something like that before. It was a little bit different than a standard scrapbook convention that I've been to, because there's no cropping involved, like the big crop room where people are scrapbooking. It was all about classes and card making, although there were vendors that sold everything for any kind of paper craft. As long as we had a large booth there, and I met a lot of nice people at the make and take that we had. We were doing a lawn fun make and take. And a couple weeks before that, I was in Madison also. CraftFancy was in Madison at the CKC show. It's the first time in Madison, and it was really nice. It was a really nice location. It was a nice convention center. So, and that one did involve a crop and classes. Is anyone else at any of those?
Yeah, I don't know. We got people all over from coast to coast, so I'm sure some of our one of a kind group formed out of Wisconsin, so
okay.
So I'm sure people were in the Madison show. Stampaway was our first year there as CraftFancy. We did sign up late, so I didn't get in as the classes.
Right.
But next year we will be back with a ton of classes. So I got the lay of the land now. So I'm really excited to go back. They just announced the days for what Stampaway is next year. So if you're in that Cincinnati area, be sure to check that out. Madison, I believe you're still working on a date for Madison for next year as well. So got that. And then we got Tennessee that's coming up as well. So CraftFancy is going to be in the Tennessee group. Yeah, Tennessee, Lebanon. So we're going to be there. And then, which then will be on the east side, on the other side. So a little later in the year. So
yeah, it was neat.
All right. So
okay. So
let's get back to, I guess, your project. Is everyone caught up? Hopefully everyone's caught up. I started seeing to see some comments in there that Marcy was at the Madison show. I remember Marcy, so it was great seeing you. Denise Renee was there. On my bucket list, would love to PA if it was closer. We're currently in Long Island, so that that's definitely good. So we'll be out there on the East Coast in New Hampshire as well at some point. So all right, let's get back to the program.
Okay, I'm going to flip over. This is the side that's going to open for me. Okay, so all of my spine work is on the left. I'm going to flip it to the back side, and I'm going to thread through this tag
And these were all in your kit, so you don't have to die cut any
Nope,
of these, right?
it's
So
all in your kit.
so this is nice. So you don't need a lot of special tools.
Nope, that's in your kit, just like that.
Just your score pal, or if you don't have the score pal, we use the metal ruler to make some bends.
And now I'm going to glue down this whole tag, except for where the ribbon is. So the ribbon can stay on there, but I am going to underneath that. But I've threaded the ribbon. That's going right to the edge, right over the glued ribbon. Covering that up, so that's going to need to sit and dry. It's going to need to dry longer than we have today to really be in place. Especially because what are we at, like 99% humidity?
Yeah, it's really
Things
bad.
just aren't drying.
It's crazy here in the.
Okay, and then I have these two tags. This one I'm going to glue here. This one I'm going to glue here. I'm going to cut off the circle part. Or the hole. Pull off.
Oh no.
And don't worry about the edge again of this, because there's still another tag that's going to go over this edge here. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that edge. Oops, I hit that one on the top. I just flipped them. Let's flip them back. I like it with the heavier. You might want to use different, there are other sayings in there. You might want to use different tags. The tags I chose, but it's your project. So you want it. Now I'm going to just put that aside and we're going to talk about this. This is probably the only difficult part of this project, and it's really not that difficult. It's just we're working with a heavier paper. This is, what would you say, 110 pound, the 49 in market?
Yeah, that's pretty thick.
It's pretty thick. I learned that while working here, what poundage my paper is. Didn't know before. And I'm gonna score this on from this edge where the flowers are, 1.5 inches over. And that has to be a really, really sharp score, a really, really good fold. I'll show you why. This is a valley fold, because when you open the book, you can see the valley fold in here, right here. Okay, see it right there? It has to be super sharp so that you can open the book easily.
And that's why you need the 110 paper, because it's
a nice strong cardstock.
You're gonna get the rigid out of it. Try doing it with a less inexpensive paper.
No, it would fall apart, and I think also the ribbon helps first to just kind of get that going.
Creates a good binder.
Yeah, but this paper is always a great paper to use. So I've got my valley fold going. Now the reason I don't score for the mountain fold is because none of these canvases, when you put them together, are the exact width of another one. So we're just going to be folding it by hand. We're going to be working our paper with our hands a little bit. Okay, so I'm just like loosening it up, like if you ever use sandpaper and you're supposed to like loosen it up first on an edge. I don't know if you. My dad told me.
I always say I'm relaxing the fibers.
Relaxing the fibers. Okay.
Because paper is always, it's fibers.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to do is just make it, loose.
Loose.
I don't want it to rip apart, but I just want to make it flexible.
Right. So I'm flipping to the front, and I want to thread the front of the tag.
While you're threading that,
Through.
could you, Jody Alexander is asking, what was the measurement again for the score?
1.5, one and a quarter. It's on your instructions. 1.25, 1.5, or tape, whatever,
Okay.
whatever works for you. Okay, so I thread the ribbon through, but before I glue everything together, I'm now going to open it up and make sure that that fold tucks right in there. So this is the only tricky part, okay? Getting that fold to tuck all the way in there, lining it up with your ribbon. So it's tucked in there. I'm squeezing it together so it's tight in there. And now I'm going to fold by hand the top down on the back and on the front. Okay, and that might need a little working in. Working with your hands, working with the bone folder. Maybe clamps. I don't know what kind of tools you have at home for crafting.
I got screwdrivers.
Screwdrivers. But you probably have clamps too, and you probably have big bulldog clips. Those are helpful too. I'm working that fold down so when I'm going to red line tape it and I'm going to glue it. So now I have my, okay, work like that. So again, this is the only super tricky part. And let's glue it while it's open so we can make sure that that valley fold goes right in there. Get a red line. Because I'm going to do red line tape and glue. Double whammy it.
Now, for the people playing along at home, we're using red line tape. What about score tape?
Score tape? I can't speak to that because I haven't tried score tape with a project like this because I needed the stickiest, the most extreme tape. And I have found for me that this has been good. So I haven't tried score tape.
And that's exactly where I was going with this.
Okay.
So red line tape is more of a tack, more of
Yes.
a permanent,
Very sticky.
and it's a lot stronger. So, and it can put up with the constant flexing back and forth.
Yes.
Where score tape is more of a permanent mount, you know, like a lick it and stick it kind of adhesive.
Yes. Right.
So this is where I'm trying to go with it. So if you're trying to play along at home, I personally wouldn't recommend trying to use the score tape. You'd want to use something a lot more sticky.
Yeah.
Just remember the right
tape,
right tools, right products for the right applications. All available at CraftFancy and CraftFancy.com, your paper crafting source.
Absolutely. You know it. And you know it when CraftFancy goes to the shows. If you've seen them, they have all the adhesive. Everything. Any kind you want. Any kind of project you want to do. They've got it. So make sure you visit them if you're close to one of the shows. What's your next show? Lebanon?
Lebanon, Tennessee. Don't ask me on the date. I don't know. I just go where I'm told.
Is it on your website so people can look up?
Yes.
Oh, they're coming near me. Okay.
Yes.
Great. I thought so. You have like an events drop down or something.
Correct. Yeah. I when the participants create a event, we tag the event so they know that we're coming to it, and then that way we can kind of like cross information or cross promote or something like that. But yeah.
Tweezers would work really well for getting all these little red strips up. I don't have tweezers in front of me, but
Do you need some?
no, I'm okay with the
Yeah, you got
nails.
tweezers right in front of you, right here
Do
in the
I?
tool, in our tool caddy.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Grab the-
oh yeah, there they are.
Grab the whole
Okay,
caddy.
great.
Show them the whole caddy.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Go ahead, check this out.
Always prepared.
Always set on the side.
Here's
we have
our
our
tweezers.
tweezers and our desktop caddy right there.
Yeah.
Check that out. It holds all the blending brushes, rollers.
And they come in really pretty colors.
Right, we got 3 colors to choose from.
It was just behind something, so I did not see it.
Nope,
But,
I got it. That's why we're a team.
yep, that's right. No, haven't used these kind of. Come on. Well, this will give people time to catch up.
Yeah, no. We got plenty of 8. Leave it. I got.
Go till 10:40, 11:45.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're okay. Okay, got some score tape down. Now wherever there isn't score tape, there's going to be glue. Because I really want to double whammy this paper. And this may not be dry enough today. So I'll be very delicate with it because it will take time to dry, especially in this humidity. So I'm ready to glue it in place. I want to get that fold in there first. All the way in. I didn't get all the way in. Come on. Because that score tape grabs right away. Pull, squeeze the 2 frames together from the left and the right. Roll the rest of the tag down. Pull that paper over the edge where your ribbon pulls through. Careful not, I just did it, I pressed right on the canvas and it will stretch and make a dent, so be careful not to do what I just did. Be very delicate on the canvas. We can press it from the other side. So again, I've got a bone folder, I can really get that on there from the other side. Okay, so spine's in place. And this is the top. So now we get to play with the inside. Yay! All right, we are going to cover the wood frames with these pretty paper frames. They're printed so beautifully. I think when you look at them, they look, I mean, it looks like a nice gold frame, right? When you see it on camera or when you, it's a trick of the eye. They're really well done, really well inked. So this might be a carpenter term that maybe Brian would know. I'm going to snip this frame right across the corner here and here. Is there an official term for doing that?
No. You're just gonna.
Not really mitering, but
yeah, you're just gonna trim it.
it.
Mitering is when you're trying to put it together.
Ah, okay.
In this case, we're trying to take it apart.
Take it apart. And again, you know, I don't like measuring, so I'm just going to take one side. Look at that. Okay, that's what my frame is going to do. See that? Oops, this is the back side frame. Sorry, front side frame. Let's do the front first. Doing the same thing on both these frames.
Kim Jasper is saying it's a miter mark.
It's a miter mark, okay, or maybe even.
Probably thank you, Kim, for reaching out.
Quilting term for it too, I bet. So here's where I want it on my frame. I'm going to take a pencil, like when I marked the 2 7/8 and then scored them. I'm going to take a pencil and mark where I want to cut from this piece off from corner to corner. I'm going to trim it off here, and the other one I'm just going to cut straight. So the top one I want to be on an angle. It looks nice when it, and it's a little fiddly where I want it. This one. Now I'm going to trim these off.
So while you're trimming that, Pamela Matthews is saying, I just bought my kit, so I haven't got to it yet.
Okay.
But I thought it was I thought it really was a gold frame. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is really neat. That's what I liked about this Starlight collections and frames. Okay, so now I've just created my frame. I want to trim this piece off a little bit more. This is where, if you're good at measuring and you like measuring, this part will be easier. This
is now, since we were talking about carpentry, this is where a trim carpenter, there's carpenters and then trim carpenters.
Oh.
Remember, trim carpenters are the ones that do all the final trim.
Okay.
And the rule of thumb is, you can always take it off, but you can't put it on. So it's always better to go back and cut 2-3 times to make it perfect than cut.
And don't cut too much the first time around.
Because you can't go back. And since this isn't a die cut, you only get the one and done kind of thing.
There is a backup frame and 2 backup frames in there if you mess up.
Holy cow, backup frame.
Yeah, so I'm going to pull one out and tell you why I did not use it. So you will know why I didn't use this one. Okay. I didn't use this one because it's thicker. And so you wouldn't get as much of a window if I use this one. You'd have less of a window. And I want to have a window you can look into on this side. And on this side, I use the very thinnest one. Because if I didn't use the thinnest one, our little book won't fit in there. So if you do make a mistake, you have 2 backup frames in there. Use the thinner one if you need it. If you like the thicker and you want a smaller window, that's up to you. You know, it's your art. It's not fine art, it's fun art. And somebody quoted that back to me the other day. I was getting frustrated with a project. I was a little overtired. And they said, remember, it's fun art, not fine art. So did you just throw my words back at me? But it definitely took the pressure off and reminded me that I was doing this for fun. So that. And I made this as a gift, a birthday gift for someone. But when I read it and read the quotes, it seems like it would be a really good gift for a graduate or someone who's going off to college, because it's all about hold fast to your dreams and you can do this and you're a star, and you know, male or female, and it's small enough that they can tuck it in their suitcase, take it with them, hopefully. So it would be a nice gift, I think. Okay, I'm going to use this glue on the wood. The red line tape isn't great on the wood. The wet glue is better, so I'm going to glue those frames in place.
You're not soaking it.
I'm not soaking it. The wood's going to suck in some of the moisture, but I don't want the paper too wet. And again, it's so humid here that it'll just slide all over if I use too much glue. And this one, so let's get those corners so they stick down. I really want the glue edge to edge on the corners. And yes, I do use my hands a lot when crafting. It's all water cleanup. I wouldn't do that if I was using E6000. Super strong. Okay, so I've got one frame to go. The other one in. This one, yeah. Oh, no, wait, hold, don't glue down the left side. We've got the most important part. We've got a shaker right here inside the front cover. Can't forget the shaker in there. All right, let's get that piece of acetate. And let's get that shaker card going. So we're cutting our piece of acetate to go on top of the frame and hold everything in. Doing it 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Acetate might be hard to see on screen. And then I need a little background piece to go inside for the background. And that also is 3 by 3. I just want a 3 by 3 square. 3. This way, let's go here. And again, if this doesn't fit inside, trim it down with scissors. I want this to fit inside. Yeah, it needs a little more trimming. There we go, that's fitting in there. And again, a little bit of wet glue to hold that in. You don't need much because the wood holds it down to the canvas. It kind of tucks in there. You don't need too much glue to hold that in place. Then pull the little moon from your embellishments. See, you got all these little frames and neat things in here that you can add to your album later. Got distracted, but see how cute that looks on there. You could frame it tiny. So we're going to take the moon and we're not just going to pop it, we're going to double pop it because I want it to stand up so all the little shaker pieces can shake around the back of it. So in your kit again, you just have a few little foam squares and I'm going to double up on my foam squares. So double, I mean by tall. So I'm going up taller with the foam. And this foam I'm using is, and I think this is the one that's all in your kits. It's by Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L, and it's black, so it's not going to show in your project. That's what I like about this particular one. I love that it's black. And these little strips, you can cut to any size you need. So these are the strips. Got a few strips in your kit there. Hopefully when you opened it, they didn't get lost. They fall out on the lap or something, but and then they stick to your dog, and then your dog is running around with foam strips. Has that happened to anyone else, that their pet got into glitter or glue or bling? That moon in the sky. In the moon. Pull in the packet of bling you have. Here's our bling. I'm not going to use all of it because there's a lot of little pieces in here you can decorate the pages with and the outside with later. So I'm only going to use a bit of the moons and stars. And I'm going to leave the blingy pieces. So there's some blue blings and some crystal blings in there. those are going to be good to glue on top of your project later. So we've just got a bit in here. You got plenty of bling in here to decorate. That's the fun part. Now we can do the acetate, then we can do the frame. So again, I'm using wet glue for the acetate. I'm going to just put the glue around the frame. You could put other shapes in there. There's all kinds of things, stars and things in your kit. A singing, other kinds of might want here. Acetate goes down. There we go. Now I can put the frame together. So corners stay down. And make sure I cover those corners really.
Penny Blaylark is saying, such a beautiful and innovative project. Much for sharing your creativity.
That's so nice, Penny. Makes my day. Yay! We can now put our little book in. I'm going to put glue. You can glue this in, or you can have it come all the way out. That's your preference. I'm going to glue this one in. Again, I'm using the wet glue because it's going on the canvas. So that back page is glued in. Right. There we go. Look at that. It's going to be ready to go. And close it. Come on, album. Let's see, can't close it. It's stuck together here. That's the tricky part, right? Try it again. I have to remove the back and move it over. But, you know, things like that happen. So I'm going to peel this, reclose the album, and then glue this down. Okay, so that might happen. You know, stuff like that happens. I would take a little water. There we go. That off.
That's what fingernails are for.
That's what fingernails are for.
Yes, that's right. Everyone owns your own favorite personal scraper. That. And today's version is pink, Lady Pink with Sheila.
This is Barbie pink.
Is it Barbie pink? There you go. Okay.
Actually,
I'm trying.
It's the Barbie.
I am still a guy.
The OPI Barbie collection. Okay. And girls, if you do those nails, you know OPI. All right. Now in this kit, I like this about the 49 Market. This is the packaging, and inside the packaging they add extra embellishments that you can use. You can cut out and use. So I chose to, we're at the decorating part now, which is, you know, completely optional. I chose to cut this piece off here, off the packaging, and on my sample, the sample right here, the other one, I chose to fussy cut this little flower out because I thought it would be cute down in the edge. So fussy cut along with me if you like. The secret to fussy cutting is turning the paper, not your head and your desk and everything. And a really good pair of detail scissors like these, the cutter bees, and they are non-stick, so even when you get glue on them, they clean off easy. Ooh, I've got a tip in cleaning sticky stuff off your scissors. You want to hear it? There's a new like power wash. It's a Dawn power wash for dishes. It's a spray. I sprayed that stuff on a pair of scissors that I had cut a lot of adhesive with, and it took it right off. There was no scrubbing, there was no rubbing. It was a tip for my crafty tip for today. So we do get the sticky adhesive on everything. This could be SMR when you're fussy cutting. So that's what I put right here. And I chose this tag, Hold Fast to Your Dreams, for the bottom. Your choice, your project, like those. And then in the final project, your final, I put a little bling on the star here, a little piece of the blue bling. I put a little bling on the front, give it a little sparkle. So you've got plenty in there to play with, and you've got plenty of tags and quotes and embellishments. And we are
Excellent.
Good job, everybody.
All right. So how did you guys do at home? Were you guys able to check everything out? Were you able to watch? Were you able to make your projects? Be sure to post them in the one of a kind group. Let's see what your projects look like today. And do I have this? Might go black for a second, but let's check this out really quick. Hold on, just hang tight, hang tight. You're looking at a black screen. Yes, I know. It's black screen, black screen, black screen. Hey, it's CraftFancy. That's right, guys. So you guys can head over to CraftFancy, www.craftfancy.com if you're interested in today's kit. Go down to the shop, scroll down to where it says custom cards and scrapbook kits, and then scroll down, and then you're going to see right here is the Starlight Dreams 4x4 Canvas Frame. You can check that out by just clicking that link. There are some kits available yet. I know we're limited on those, so if you're looking to get that in that cart today. And then you want to check that out, and then you can check out all the other classes or kit. Wait, what? Whoa! What is this? What is this? Surprise crafty box.
Woohoo! Surprise crafty boxes.
A surprise crafty box. Summer 2025. All the boxes include adhesives, dies, stamps, embossing folder, and stencils. 12x12 collection kit, 6x6s, 6x8s, embellishments, storage items. We're ensuring products in each box will be slightly different if you plan to purchase more than one box. $190 value for only $65. Quantities are limited. Holy cow.
I have seen inside one of those boxes, and they are fabulous.
It is. And that's right on the
Get one, you could share it with 3-4 friends.
Holy cow. I didn't even really look at it. I might have to dig one out. Maybe during our next class we'll kind of give a few samples of what's in there. Yeah. Sneak peeks what it is. So.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's I didn't even know that was up on the page on the website yet, but you guys might want to check that out. That's the Crafty Supplies box. So I got, look at that, Sheila's already wrapping up.
Oh, I just want a nice clean so you can see everything at the end. Yeah.
So today we did a great little canvas project with some 49er Market. We're kind of starting to run out of little time. Guys, there is going to be a discount code, I believe. Not during this project. We'll bring it out to our next project because we are running a little out of time.
Okay.
And I don't want Tanya from Karen Burniston giving me the big boot when she sees me, guys. So I hope you enjoyed our project. Oh, she's already sitting there saying nice job. She knows it's on there, guys. So can't wait to see her on the next project. Tanya, get out of here because you're coming on next. CraftFancy's out of here. Thank you so much for doing our projects. We'll see you back with our postage collage and the One of a Kind group at 3:30 today. Brian. I'm Brian.
I'm Sheila. Oh,
She's too busy watching TV. We got to get out of here. Bye. Catch you guys later.